Hello everyone and welcome to Family Turtlenight. I am Ava Turtlenight and today we're going to talk about this year's Halloween update in Star Stable. And first I just want to say these are just my own opinions, but we will be going through some of the comments other people have left on Star Stable's social media. But let's just get right into it. And basically the bottom line is that I am very disappointed in this year's Halloween, even more so than past years. The recent Halloween and Christmas events have been very disappointing to me the past couple of years, but this year was just a whole new level of low. And I'm very sad to say this because events in Star Stable are the one thing that always bring me back to the game, because I'm one of those people who just have to collect everything that I possibly can. And also if there is a possibility to get player XP, then I will definitely be logging on and trying to get all the XP I can. But yes, yesterday when I logged in to Star Stable to check out the Halloween update, it was just very disappointing. And first I also have to say that I understand that this event will be for 4 weeks and they will be adding more stuff as the event goes on, but I just don't think that is a very good way to do it because of multiple reasons, but we will talk a bit more about that later on. But first let's just talk about the main issue that I have and a lot of other people seemingly also have, which is that you have to unlock the races and the pumpkin hunt and the haunted trail ride with soul shards. And at the moment the only way you can get soul shards is by doing the soul shard tornado thingies that appear every hour and stay for 20 minutes, and you get 3 soul shards for completing it. Of course you can then log off and log on and do it as many times as you can until it disappears. But it's not fun. Like, it is just very repetitive and very boring, and also very annoying that you have to log on and off so many times. Then you can also randomly find soul shards, but one here and one there, it's not gonna really add up to much in the end. And you have to get a total of, I think, 115 soul shards to open all of the races and the other things, which is just kind of ridiculous. And something that happened to me yesterday when I was going to unlock the different things with the soul shards was that I had 71 soul shards left over from previous years, so I was obviously going to use those, but something happened and those 71 soul shards just disappeared from my inventory. I can say that did make me pretty upset. It's just not something that should happen. It would make a bit more sense if all of these things were new things, but everything we have here are things we have done for years already. For example, the pumpkin hunt in the cellar of the castle. That was the first thing we got for Halloween in Star Stable, and same with the scarecrow race. That used to be a daily race. I have done it so many times. To then have to use soul shards to unlock it just feels very dumb. So essentially we have to grind for hours just to unlock things that we have already done so many times. It doesn't make sense and it's not fun. Or I don't know, I'm not gonna judge you if this is your definition of fun, but it definitely isn't mine, and seemingly not a lot of other people's either. And considering that most people who play Star Stable are kids who go to school, who have to do homework and other things, you don't have time to grind this game for hours. Essentially what's going to happen is that people are just gonna get discouraged and end up not doing anything because they just get discouraged that they won't have time, and then they won't bother to try to collect soul shards and unlock these portals. The second thing is the Cauldron. In the past we have put soul shards in it to then receive a set, and this year we have to collect like random items and stuff, put in there and get something random, I guess. Mostly you get those autumn tokens, and then you can also get items, but these items are from a previous set. I think it was last year's set, but it's this one that I'm showing right here. And obviously I already have all of these items. I'm not gonna collect all of this random stuff and put it in the Cauldron just to get stuff that I already have. It doesn't make sense and it's just dumb again. And then also I don't understand Star Stable's recent obsession with having all of these things where you have to collect a bunch of stuff to then turn in to get something else. Like now we have to collect things to put into the Cauldron, and then we also have to collect things in the haunted trail ride to be able to craft the raven. But again, it's doing the haunted trail ride over and over again until you get all the stuff you need. And just having all of these different elements of the same event being about collecting stuff, it just gets extremely repetitive and it is just not fun. If it would be just the Haunted Trail Ride with the Raven and that's the only place where you have to collect things, then that would be fine, and that would also give players a place to focus their energy on, because now it's just very much all over the place. You don't really know where to start and how to go about things, and just all the collecting, and it's not very fun. You can't do it like with your friends. Not that I have really friends that play Star Stable anymore, but I remember back in the day, for example, for Halloween, you would go around and search ghosts that were all around Jorvik, and you would go and find the ghosts and get items. If you wanted to, you could, go and find them by yourself, and it would be really fun to try to find all of these ghosts. But then if you didn't have time, you could just look up a map and from there see what ghost gives you what item, and then just go and get the ones that you really want. And that for me was really, really fun, and this just is not fun at all. And that brings me to another topic, which is how confusing these events recently have been. I mean, I've played Star Stable since 2013. Well, then I was a lot younger, but I never had any issues with understanding how the special events like Christmas, Halloween, Midsummer, Valentine's Day, Easter, and all of these events, I never had any problems understanding how they worked or what you were supposed to do. It was always very clear, but now in the past couple of years it has been very confusing, even for me, and I am an experienced gamer, not just with Star Stable. I've played a lot of video games, and I'm also not a child anymore, but still some of these things have been very confusing. Like the pumpkin hunt was just very confusing, and that thing from last year's that I ended up making a video about how it works because I saw so many people being so confused by it. And same with the Christmas, but we're not gonna go into that in this video. And I don't have any clear solutions for this. This video is not really about offering solutions. I don't work for Star Stable, and this is just more about raising awareness about the issues that these events have, and also to create a discussion. So I would love for you to comment your thoughts about this. Go into as much detail as you'd like. I'm gonna read everything and respond to your comments as well, so we can have a discussion in the comments, and I would love to hear what other Star Stable players feel about this event. And then back to the topic of having this event spread out over 4 weeks. And this is something that Star Stable has recently started doing with Christmas and Halloween, which are now apparently really the only events that they have left. I see the idea here, and basically they want every week to have an interesting update for the duration of the event. But what it does is that it makes the first couple of weeks feel very lacking, sort of, and it just doesn't make a very good gaming experience, to be honest. Like, for example, what if you only have time to play for the 2 first weeks or the second week of the event? Then you won't have the possibility to unlock everything. I would much rather have the event only be a couple of weeks and just get everything at once. Or even if you want it to be for 4 weeks, then still just give the stuff quicker. And since I am the type of player who wants to collect everything, it sort of makes me almost get stressed out about having to play for all of these 4 weeks so that I can make sure I get everything. So what if the last week they're gonna add some new thing that you can collect and get? And then something I also feel like I have to mention is just the overall glitchiness of the game. Like, for example, my soul shards, 71 of them just disappearing into thin air. But then I've seen a lot of people complaining about not being able to complete certain things or being randomly kicked out. I also got kicked out during the Haunted Trail Ride. And then yesterday when I was doing the introduction quests and stuff, there was some really weird glitches going on and some other things that just are not working properly. And in a way, I feel like maybe they are putting a bit too many different aspects, trying to make this too big, too convoluted, because players are always complaining about too little things to do, but now I feel like it's almost too much to do. Or, I mean, you don't have that many different things to do, but you have to do them over and over and over if you want to unlock everything or if you want to get everything. And I don't think that this is really what players want. We don't want to have to grind for hours just to unlock a race that we already did 100 times. And I'm obviously not the only person who feels this way about the event. I was looking through some of the comments on Star Stable's Instagram, and there are a lot of people that have very similar thoughts to me. And then there's a bunch of comments like, every time I start the Soul Shard Tornado, my game crashes. Here's one person who says, I unlocked Portal for 10 Soul Shards and then something kicking me out from the game. After I get in again, Portal is closed and I don't have 10 Soul Shards. This also happened to me, where I opened one of the portals but then it just closed again. I was looking forward to this all year, but I'm already bored of all the grinding we need to do. Probably we'll just get one of the Halloween horses that's coming next week and not really do much else. And this is unfortunately what will happen. People get discouraged from seeing how much grinding they will have to do, and then they end up just not doing anything. Basically a time sink to just stretch enough playtime from players as possible. This game is starting to make me feel I'm playing World of Warcraft again. And yeah, it is definitely a lot of grinding, and this has been happening for the past few years, where you're just forced to do a lot of grinding for hours and hours just to get some of these items. And I don't really like that Star Stable is taking that turn or turning into a grinding game, because it's just not fun. But yes, there we have my main thoughts about this update and about this event in general. You know, I'm not happy to say this. Obviously, I want to really like this and I want to still like Star Stable, but I just haven't really had fun with the game for years now. And honestly, the events is one of the main reasons, because the events was something that I always really loved about Star Stable, but pretty much since they changed the Christmas event to whatever winter thing it is now, ever since then the events just have not really lived up to previous years. I feel like there's a bigger discussion to be had about the events in general and how they affect players, both new players and also long-time players. But I feel like this video is already long enough, so I'm not gonna go into that right now. I can definitely do another video about that if you want me to, so let me know in the comments. All of this just makes me really sad, because it is obvious that the team who made this update put a lot of effort into it, but it just is really not hitting any of the marks. It is just overall missing the point. Obviously, having this as the first week is just not setting up very high expectations for the rest of it. But one thing that I will say though is that the new Halloween horse, the Laverna, is very beautiful, and I love the American paint model, so there will probably be a showcase on this channel of that horse. And the new Raven is very cool. I do like it, and I might actually even use it sometime, because usually the Halloween pets and things I never use, I just want to collect them. I would love to know what you guys think about this. I'd love to have some discussions in the comments, and I would love for you to have some discussions in the comments. And not forget to like the video if you want to see more this kind of discussion style of video from me. I really haven't done this much in the past. And also, if you're new here, I would appreciate if you would subscribe and join the family. But yes, that is all for today, and I hope you have a good day. Bye bye.